Well, the State Department is currently processing 100,000 emails that Hillary Clinton failed to disclose when she served as Secretary of State. And some of those emails were received from her former Deputy Chief of Staff, Huma Abedin, emails that were found on her estranged husband, Anthony Weiner's laptop. Now, Clinton has, of course, tried to delete 33,000 of her emails, but again, new this week, work-related emails by Huma Abedin on a private device. Now, joining me live from Washington, D.C. is the president of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton. Tom, thanks for joining me. You, on a number of occasions, you've been told by the State Department and by officials that there's a diminished interest in this Clinton email scandal. So whether that's true or not, let's talk about why this week's find is so significant.
Well, because it shows that we all know about what happened with Anthony Weiner and his problems. It shows that there was information from the government on that system, Anthony Weiner's laptop at least. Just to take a step back, Huma Abedin had an email account on Hillary Clinton's illicit email server, and she was conducting government business. We saw from prior emails it was classified material that she had on her account, pay-to-play information about Clinton Foundation donors getting favors from the State Department, and other controversial things. And so now we know that she had also these emails resident on Anthony Weiner's laptop, which, who knows what that put at risk, because if there's classified information there, that's something that ought to be very concerning. And it highlights the failure of the Justice Department and our justice system to hold either Mrs. Clinton or Ms. Abedin to account for placing classified information on these unsecure systems and putting our national security at risk.
Well, and a potentially big step there, and this is a years-long mission for you guys for Judicial Watch, but let me ask you this. Do you feel like you're on an island here? Because you've talked about it yourself. The mainstream media, Congress, and the State Department's snail's pace on all of this. Why the uphill battle on Clinton's emails?
Well, because I think the corruption of the past Obama administration, they tried to shut all investigations down on that. Congress is AWOL on all investigations, as far as I'm concerned, let alone Clinton emails. They weren't even terribly interested in that back when it was, quote, big news. Frankly, I think probably President Trump's the only person in the White House or in the administration interested in pursuing justice on the Clinton email matter.
Well, what's next for you guys? I know you were in court this week listening in on the latest here. What's next for Judicial Watch with regards to Clinton's emails?
Well, we'll be getting these emails from Abedin by the end of the year. We just found out today, Patrick, that there are 40,000 emails they haven't processed yet that the FBI recovered of Mrs. Clinton's emails. And then on top of that, another story which you all may have heard about was we forced the FBI to fess up to the fact that they had Clinton Lynch tarmac meeting documents that they told us they didn't have when they first searched for it.
All right, it seems to be a drip, 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 as the mainstream media likes to say. Now, as the Russians gradually assumed control of 20% of America's uranium supply from 2009 to 2013, this is a big story, of course, this week. There are records that show that a flow of cash made its way to the Clinton Foundation. You tweeted this week that Judicial Watch had a 2-year head start on all of this, on the Obama-era uranium deal. So, what have you been able to get from these FOIA requests? Where do you stand on this now after this Hill report this week?
Well, we've got virtually nothing on the FOIA request about the approval of that deal by the Obama administration. We did get information showing that Hillary Clinton, through Bill Clinton, got $500,000 from a Russia-connected or uranium sale-connected firm in Russia. So she was getting money in her personal accounts through her husband's speaking fees while she was Secretary of State from Russia. I would think that would be newsy. I mean, we've got a real law enforcement rule of law crisis here, Patrick. Well, you've got 2 years. Remember, this story was first broken back in 2015, I think. Peter Schweitzer and Clinton Cash and the New York Times, a front page story. Congress didn't do any hearings on it. And only now, just yesterday, are they expressing interest in these latest revelations. And the real concern I have is that the Justice Department and the FBI knew about a bribery scheme by the Russians to influence this decision-making, yet did nothing about it in a practical way. They did charge someone, but they covered up the connections to the Obama administration decision. I don't trust this Justice Department or the FBI to look at this issue again. So we're at kind of a crossroads as to what to do next. And I would just bring in a whole new set of investigators that had nothing to do with anything in terms of what the Justice Department and FBI had previously done, and get some independent analysis of what needs to be done now.
Well, you just set me up, Tom. I mean, that was my last question here was, as Robert Mueller focuses on the alleged collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign, why not a special counsel to look into the Clinton emails? Is this drip with Huma Abedin and now this Obama uranium deal? Why not a special counsel? Do you have faith that that will happen?
I don't believe the Justice Department wants to do anything like that. And Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein, I don't know who's making decisions on these issues anymore. I think Sessions may have recused himself, but we got to bring pressure to bear on the Justice Department. This is what President Trump was brought into office to do, which was to drain the swamp. And by letting this Obama and Clinton corruption go by uninvestigated in a serious way, both the Justice Department and the FBI are breaking faith with the voters of the United States.
All right, and you can only hope that the president is being kept fully up to speed on all of these findings here. So, Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, thank you as always.